Welcome back to the coins world. Today, we dive deep into one of the most iconic coins in American history, the 1997 Liberty Washington Quarter Dollar. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey into the world of coins, this coin has a story that will captivate you. The Washington Quarter is more than just a 25-cent coin. It represents a turning point in U.S. coinage history. Before 1932, quarters featured the standing Liberty design, a symbol of strength and freedom. But in 1932, to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, the U.S. Mint introduced a brand new design, honoring the first President of the United States. The designer of this iconic coin was John Flanagan, whose portrait of Washington would endure for decades. The obverse of the coin showcases Washington's dignified profile, a reminder of leadership, courage, and integrity. Notice the subtle details in his hair, the finely etched features, and the classical style that gives the quarter an air of timeless elegance. The reverse of the 1997 Liberty Washington Quarter Dollar continues the tradition of the eagle design, perched majestically with outstretched wings, clutching arrows and an olive branch. The eagle is not just an artistic choice. It's a symbol of the United States' readiness for both peace and defense. Every line, every feather, carries a story of craftsmanship from the U.S. Mint. Now, let's talk about 1997, a year that might not seem extraordinary at first glance, but for coin enthusiasts, it holds its own significance. By the late 1990s, the Philadelphia P and Denver D mints were producing quarters in vast numbers, yet variations, minting errors, and collector editions still created rare treasures. Some coins from this year, especially those with exceptional strike quality or unique die variations, can become highly sought after by collectors. The coin itself is made of copper-nickel clad composition, featuring a core of pure copper with outer layers of copper-nickel. This composition gives the coin its characteristic shine and durability, ensuring that it withstands decades of circulation while maintaining its aesthetic appeal. Collectors often look for mint-state coins that have never circulated and retain their original luster. The 1997 Washington Quarter, in MS-65 or higher grades, can attract serious attention from buyers and collectors alike. Additionally, proof versions from 1997, struck with special care for collectors, exhibit a mirror-like finish and stunning details that make the coin a true work of art. But the story doesn't end there. Every quarter tells a part of American history. When this coin was minted in 1997, the country was experiencing a time of economic growth and technological change. The very coins in our pockets were silent witnesses to the rise of the Internet, the expansion of global trade, and the everyday lives of Americans who carried. Today we're exploring one of the most iconic and enduring coins in American history, the 1987 Liberty Washington Quarter Dollar. This coin isn't just 25 cents. It's a piece of American heritage, a story in your hands, and for collectors, sometimes even a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. The Washington Quarter has a legacy that goes back to 1932, when it was first introduced to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Before this, the U.S. quarter featured the standing Liberty design, representing strength and courage. But in 1932, the U.S. Mint decided to honor the first president with a design that would endure for generations, and John Flanagan's portrait became timeless. On the obverse, we see the dignified profile of George Washington, his hair intricately detailed, his expression stoic yet noble, capturing the essence of leadership. Every line, every curve is a reflection of artistry and respect for the first president. Holding this coin is like holding a miniature tribute to America's founding. The reverse of the 1987 Washington Quarter features the majestic bald eagle, wings spread clutching arrows and an olive branch. This design symbolizes both strength and peace, an elegant duality that reflects the ideals of the United States. Each feather is finely etched, showcasing the incredible craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint. Now let's focus on 1987, a year that may seem ordinary at first glance, but holds its own significance for collectors. By this time, the Washington quarter had been circulating for over 50 years. Yet coins from this era are particularly interesting because of subtle variations, mint errors, and collector editions that occasionally appear. The 1987 Washington quarter was minted at the Philadelphia P and Denver D mints, with proofs produced at San Francisco, as coins from Philadelphia and Denver were intended for circulation, while proof coins were struck for collectors and feature a mirror-like finish and exceptional detail. Proof coins from 1987 are especially prized today for their pristine condition and artistry. This coin is made of copper-nickel clad, with a pure copper core and copper-nickel outer layers. This composition gives the coin durability and ensures it retains its shine for decades. Coins that remain uncirculated or in mint state can appear almost new with details so sharp that they look like they were struck yesterday. Collectors pay attention to mint state. Graded MS65 or higher are highly sought after, especially if they have strong luster and sharp strike. Even a coin that looks ordinary at first glance can have subtle characteristics that elevate its value. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1987 Washington quarter is the presence of rare mint errors, doubled dies off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, and other anomalies. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Today we're diving deep into one of the most iconic coins in American history, the 1985 Liberty Washington quarter dollar. Whether you are a seasoned collector or just starting your numismatic journey, this coin holds stories, history, and surprises that will captivate you. The Washington quarter is far more than just 25 cents. It's a symbol of American heritage. Before 1932, the quarters featured the standing Liberty design, a figure of courage, strength, and freedom. But in 1932, to honor the 200th anniversary of George E. Washington's birth, the U.S. Mint introduced a brand new design, a coin that would become timeless, gracing the pockets and collections of Americans for generations. Designed by John Flanagan, the obverse of the Washington quarter showcases the dignified profile of George Washington. Every detail, the fine lines of his hair, the resolute expression, the classical style, is a testament to Flanagan's craftsmanship. This isn't just a coin. It's a miniature sculpture of one of history's greatest leaders. The reverse during the years, including 1985, featured a majestic bald eagle, wings outstretched, clutching arrows, and an olive branch. This imagery isn't random. It symbolizes the United States' readiness for both defense and peace, a duality that resonates with the nation's history. Every feather, every line tells a story of vigilance, strength, and hope. Now let's focus on 1985, a year that may seem ordinary at first glance but holds its own numismatic significance. By the mid-1980s, the U.S. Mint was producing millions of quarters annually at the Philadelphia P and Denver D mints. Yet even in these mass-produced coins, subtle variations, mint errors, and collector editions created opportunities for treasure hunters. The 1985 Washington quarter is made of copper-nickel clad with a pure copper core and copper-nickel outer layers. This gives the coin durability while retaining a brilliant shine that has survived decades of circulation. Coins that remain uncirculated or in mint state often display a mirror-like luster that draws collectors' eyes immediately. Collectors pay attention to mint state grades. MS60 through MS70 and even minor differences can affect the coin's value dramatically. A coin in MS65 or higher from 1985 can attract serious interest, especially if it has a flawless strike or a strong luster. Proof versions from the year, made for collectors, are even more exquisite, with mirror-like fields and sharply detailed designs. One of the most fascinating things about the 1985 Liberty Washington quarter is that it's part of a series that bridges generations. It connects the historical quarters of the 20th century to the modern era of state quarters, showing how design, symbolism, and artistry evolve over time. Each coin carries stories from the era in which it was minted. Think about it, the 1985 Washington quarter quietly circulated during a time of great technological and cultural change in the United States. The 1969 Liberty Washington quarter dollar. This isn't just a 25-cent piece. It's a coin that carries history, artistry, and stories of an era that shaped modern America. The Washington quarter has a legacy that stretches back to 1932, when it was first introduced to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Before that, the quarter featured the Standing Liberty design, a symbol of strength and freedom. But in 1932, the U.S. Mint wanted to honor the first President of the United States with a design that would endure for decades, and John Flanagan delivered a portrait that became iconic. On the obverse, we see the dignified profile of George Washington. Every detail, his hair, his stoic expression, and the classical engraving style, reflects the artistry and craftsmanship of the time. It's more than a coin, it's a miniature tribute to leadership and legacy. The reverse, during 1969, features the proud, bald eagle wings outstretched clutching arrows and an olive branch. This design isn't just symbolic, it tells a story. The arrows represent readiness and defense, while the olive branch signifies peace, a duality that mirrors the ideals of the nation. Now let's talk about 1969. This was a year of profound change and cultural significance in the United States. The country was experiencing the height of the space race, the rise of counterculture, and major technological advancements. Yet quietly, the Washington quarter continued its journey through everyday life, in pockets, wallets, and cash registers across the nation. The 1969 Washington quarter was struck at the Philadelphia No Mint mark, Denver D and San Francisco S proof mints. The coins from Philadelphia and Denver were intended for circulation, while the San Francisco Mint produced proof coins for collectors. The 1969 proof sets are especially prized for their mirror-like finish and exceptional detail. The coin's composition is fascinating. 1969. Quarters are made of copper nickel clad, with a pure copper core and outer layers of copper nickel. This composition allows the coin to be durable and maintain its shine for decades, even with heavy circulation. Yet coins that have been preserved, uncirculated, often display a brilliance that makes them stand out even today. Collectors pay close attention to mint state grades. A 1969 Washington quarter in MS-65 or higher, with strong details on Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers, can attract serious collector interest. And proof coins from San Francisco, with their sharp contrast and flawless fields, are highly coveted. One of the most interesting things about 1969 quarters is the presence of rare errors and variations. Coins with doubled dies, weak strikes, or unusual planchet anomalies can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars today. Even a coin that appears ordinary at first glance can hide a secret that elevates its value dramatically. But the story doesn't stop there. The Washington quarter. The Washington quarter has been a symbol of American pride and heritage for decades. Before 1932, the quarter featured the Standing Liberty design, a figure of courage and freedom. But in 1932, to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, the U.S. Mint introduced a bold new design featuring the first President of the United States. This design, created by John Flanagan, became iconic, enduring through decades of American history. On the obverse, we see George Washington in all his dignified glory. The sharp details of his hair, the stoic expression, and the classical engraving style capture the essence of leadership and honor. Holding this coin is like holding a miniature tribute to the founding of the nation. The reverse of the 1969 Washington quarter features a majestic bald eagle, wings outstretched, clutching arrows, and an olive branch. The eagle symbolizes strength and vigilance, while the olive branch represents peace, a powerful reminder of the dual ideals that the United States has always strived to uphold. Every feather is etched with precision, showing the incredible craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint. Now, let's focus on 1969, a year that was transformative in American history. The moon landing had just occurred, cultural revolutions were underway, and the nation was experiencing dramatic technological and social changes. Yet quietly, the Washington Quarter continued its journey, circulating in pockets, cash registers, and coin collections across the country. The 1969 Washington Quarter was struck at the Philadelphia No Mint mark, Denver D and San Francisco S proof mints. Coins from Philadelphia and Denver were intended for circulation, while the San Francisco Mint produced proof coins for collectors. Proof coins, with their mirror-like fields and exceptional detail, are particularly prized today for their beauty and rarity. This coin is made of copper-nickel clad, with a pure copper core and copper-nickel outer layers. This composition ensures durability while maintaining a brilliant shine that can last for decades. Coins that remain uncirculated or in mint state often dazzle collectors. With a reflective luster and crisp details, collectors pay special attention to mint state grades. A 1969 Washington Quarter in MS-65 or higher, with sharp details on Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers, can be highly sought after. Even small imperfections or subtle variations can create tremendous collector value. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Some 1969 quarters have rare mint errors, double dies, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, and other anomalies can turn an ordinary coin into a numismatic treasure. These small imperfections make hunting for coins from this year exciting, almost like a treasure hunt in your own pocket change. The 1969 quarter is also historically significant because it bridges eras of coinage. It's part of the classic Washington Quarter series before the introduction